Oh, hi folks, elder law care attorney Patrick Kelleher coming to you from elderlawcare.com. Folks, today's topic is a very serious elder law topic. It's a topic of undue influence, the topic of exploitation, neglect, abuse of a vulnerable senior or elder, or maybe even an incapacitated senior or elder. So folks, elder law care attorney Patrick Kelleher, you may know me as the author of How to Avoid the Four-Headed Monster of Estate Planning and Elder Law, which you can pick up a copy on Amazon if you would like to get additional education in this area. Folks, today's question is, what is undue influence in elder law? It's a very serious subject matter and very sad and very real subject matter that folks need to be aware of, pay attention to, and be educated about. From my experience, undue influence can come in many shapes, forms, and sizes. Sometimes we may be presented with a case with a senior, a vulnerable individual, or a incapacitated individual, maybe with diminished capacity, and they're being scammed online via email or internet scams by strangers, being unduly influenced, being manipulated, being deceived, where they're wiring money to unknown entities across different parts of the world, and they're out thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. Then they'll get another email or telephone call saying that a loved one is being held ransom, or a loved one has been arrested and they need bail, and it's usually an urgent or an emergent matter that goes directly to the head and the heart of that senior, that a child or grandchild may be in harm's way, and they're wiring funds from their bank account to some nefarious unknown characters. That is a form of undue influence. The other form of undue influence, folks, is maybe more close to home. The other form of undue influence may be more close to home when it's not a stranger, it's not a known nefarious character. It could be a family member who is very close to that senior who's vulnerable or incapacitated. These folks could hold fiduciary capacities like healthcare agents and durable financial powers of attorney. And they're manipulating and using the senior for their financial gain to support their lifestyle. And that is another form of undue influence. So folks, things to look out for is your loved one, your senior, your elder. There's different levels of capacity, testamentary capacity, mild testamentary capacity, moderate, and then severe. Look for things like, have they been formally diagnosed with dementia or some other form of decreased impairment or cognitive impairment? If so, those folks are considered vulnerable or even incapacitated. You should be really paying attention to their lifestyle and who may be spending a lot of time with them to make sure those individuals are acting in their best interest. These are some signs I want you to write down and take note of in case you have a loved one or a senior who may be the victim of a perpetrator who might be using undue influence strategies and tactics against a aging, vulnerable senior. Number one, if you feel as though they're isolating your loved one, not letting them take telephone calls, they might be removing their phone or taking their phone from them. They may even be looking to relocating them to a different location. This phraseology they use in the industry called granny napping or grandpa napping. They're taking this individual to them out of state so they can utilize them for their own financial gain. Also, if there's an increased dependency with your senior on another individual or a third party, pay attention to that. This is a big red flag right here. If there's been a series of financial transactions that your loved one, that your senior has participated in, wiring money, giving gifts away, things of that nature, a series of financial transactions that they are a victim of and they do not recall making that transaction, or they cannot explain why it was made. That's a big, big red flag. Another form of undue influence a lot of elder law attorneys will see where an elder is brought into their law firm requesting to update their will or trust. But oftentimes there's a third party who's leading the parade. The third party might be a family member who calls a law firm and says, my loved one wants to update their will, they want to update their trust, but they will not let you speak with them on the phone. Be very, very cautious of that. And the elder law attorney should meet with that elder privately to assess and evaluate their testamentary capacity. If they have mild testamentary capacity, maybe you can work with them. If they have moderate testamentary capacity, maybe you cannot work with them. And of course, if they have severe testamentary capacity, based on your assessment and evaluation, then that attorney should not work with them and should not update their will or trust. Testamentary capacity is required to sign a will, a trust, a durable financial power of attorney, and other important legal documents. Okay, folks? If you feel as though your elder, whether it's a client or individuals in the family, if you feel an elder is being either abused or neglected, don't be afraid to ask a lot of questions. And if you still do not feel comfortable, do not be afraid to report it to Adult Protective Services, which is typically the Elder Affairs Office in your state or in your community. If you're not getting satisfaction there, folks, do not be afraid to go to local law enforcement and report your findings to them so they can conduct a proper investigation. Folks, I hope this educational video on undue influence was helpful for you and your loved ones. If you have a question or a comment, folks, please scroll down, leave a question, leave a comment, and a member of our Elder Law Care team will get back to you at our earliest convenience. If you'd like to learn more, folks, go to elderlawcare.com or click on the Elder Law Care Academy tab to look at our educational videos and programs there, as well as pick up a copy of the book, How to Slay the Metaphorical Four-Headed Monster from Estate Planning and Elder Law, on Amazon. I'm Elder Law Care Attorney Patrick Kelleher. Look forward to seeing you next time at elderlawcare.com.